Vana will not be joining us tonight because they are with their family. And that's about it. At least for small announcements I have. So, in just a few seconds we're going to be unmuting the guys, and if everyone is in the chat, we will be doing the recap of last time. Which will be really interesting, because a lot happened last session. So, we will be unmuting in 3, 2, 1. Hello guys!
Hello!
We are live.
Yay!
And I need to pull your chat up.
Yeah, I was just about to say I need to pull up your stream so I can torment you.
Also, I think that's a record time for getting a hydrate out at 7 seconds of starting.
I was supposed to do that.
Good for you. So how are you guys today?
Good.
Good enough. What really sucks is that we're down a
Trust.
player permanently.
Meh.
At least for this one.
He already had missed a lot of sessions. It's not like it's going to be that much different.
But yeah, I'm good.
That
Same.
is good to hear. I am happy to hear it.
I kind of
Blaze
feel
should be
blah
here
today, but
soonish.
Yeah.
Hello, Mouse. You just have juice in you. Please work.
Yeah, we're gonna be
Change the
waiting a
batteries,
few
maybe?
minutes for... We're gonna be waiting a few minutes to see if Blaze gets here, and then we'll be doing the recap.
He just said he's on his way.
yes, he did.
Ah,
I'll be right back because my mouse just died.
oh no.
Nope, nope, there it is again. What
Oh.
the fuck?
Maybe
I
you should
say-
get a battery.
Yeah.
It's working.
Still a good idea, man. Just saying.
Right, I need to make a few finishing adjustments. Oh, there are a lot of magic items in this list.
I'm gonna go grab a spare battery just in case. I'll be right back.
Alright.
Like a laser battery.
Okay, there's so many different types of armor. That'll work. Oh lord, my eyes.
Okay, man?
Yeah. If I just look at small text for too long, my eyes go blurry.
Oof.
My family and I are starting to think that I might need reading glasses.
Maybe it'll help.
That's the hope.
Back with a new battery.
Hey, welcome back.
Hey.
I have a song stuck in my head again, and it's not Land Down Under.
What is it?
Wait, you had like thunder stuck in your head?
Sake from One Piece.
Yeah, it's also going.
Sorry, I need to be right back right quick.
Okie dokie.
Computer is being super slow right now.
Could be worse.
It took it 3 seconds. It took it 2 minutes to count down from 3.
Yeah, okay. That is pretty fucking slow.
Is an understatement.
My computer can't be on a Discord call and do anything else at the same time.
I have returned.
Welcome back.
Thank you. Hopefully you guys didn't do anything weird while I was gone.
Ah,
No, we just were talking how to overthrow the devs.
What?
What?
nothing?
Who said that? I didn't say anything. Did you say anything?
No. Did you say anything, Clank?
Ah.
Oh, lords. So that's the game we're playing.
Real
Oh
talk,
no,
we
if
actually
it's doing
didn't
that
do
voice,
anything.
we're all gonna die.
Actually, real talk, we did not do anything. We didn't even think about doing that.
I was pretty sure. You guys seem to like the devs so far.
Yeah.
We did replace someone with bees. I forget who.
No, you didn't. he said he was on his way about 10 minutes ago. Hopefully he gets on soon. But he was here the entire session last time, so I guess I'll go ahead and do the recap. So, the party originally had woken up at the tavern that they had tavern/inn that they had stayed at the previous night. And most of the party went downstairs to get food. However, Ironbark had, of course, slept outside because he is a tree.
Big.
And Aish did not immediately go get breakfast. He went outside to sit against Ironbark until Ironbark woke up and noticed that there was an auction going on. Where are we at, bit? There we go.
Medium.
Huh?
Just in medium.
But yeah. After seeing the auction, Ironbark had decided to walk over, and Ash had gone back inside. While they were doing that, I believe it was Alexander, Leo, and Vana who all were talking to Kieran, the original party, the original Kieran that they had promised to take back to the starting town. And after a bit of talking and distinguishing things, the party found out that the NPCs were becoming more real. With this said, Ironbark had approached the auction. Listening in to what was said, he saw that a vase was sold to a particularly important woman. As that woman then walked off the stage and began to walk towards the castle. The man who was running the auction then began to sell a simple wolf as branding it as a dire wolf.
Yeah.
After doing that, Ironbark went back to the tavern. The party discussed a few things and figured out that their DM button is no longer there. The party is no longer able to send direct messages to anyone.
We send direct messages to the DM?
No, direct messages in general. I've had Leo file a
He's
bug
talking.
report, but
He's making a joke out of character.
Thank you.
But after discussing all this, the party decided to head towards the castle, leaving Kieran in the tavern, as she said that she was okay with waiting for the party to finish up with what they needed to do in town before they left. So the party headed to the castle, talked to a guard. The guard seemingly seemed to recognize Alexander and Aish, at least by name, but allowed them in all the same. Going into the courtyard and up near the garden, Ironbark had decided to talk to some of the trees as they had passed, getting some information that a familiar-looking woman had come through here with a very expensive-looking vase. Going inside, the party met the king of the capital, or particularly this region in the west. And they got a total of 3 different quests. One that was apparently taken on by Oz's party. One that was to investigate. I'm echoing. To investigate the large beam of light that had appeared to the north and then one to escort the youngest prince to the eastern capital for diplomatic purposes. Agreeing to the third quest, taking the prince to the eastern capital, the party was given a task to figure out who exactly the youngest prince was. So the party split up around the castle and decided to check different areas on their own. Fauna had decided to check the servants' quarters that were working the field. Ironbark decided to talk with the trees and plants in the garden. Alexander had gone to the north wing, and Leo had gone to the south wing, particularly the training field. Each going about their way, they began to gather information, and eventually came upon that a young prince,
Big old quotations.
yes, quotations on that, the youngest prince actually prefers to be called by female and dress in such attire. And it just so happened to be the woman that Ironbark had saw buying the expensive vase at the auction. It's unfortunate that this princess's name is also Kieran. Quite the odd coincidence. But after getting some information from each other on what they had found, Kieran, the princess, was attempting to lead the party to talk with her father. And that is where we ended the session. And Blaze is still not here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Ironbark was gonna go talk with Tetra?
Terra.
Terra.
But before we actually, get started, I would like to attempt to make sure Blaze is here.
Says
He
he was
isn't
on his
here.
way.
Well, I just gave him the poke, so I'll know soon. Hopefully, anyway.
While we wait, should we tell the viewers about today's sponsor?
We have no
Kenny
sponsor.
Beats. Oh.
I had the opportunity to set up a sponsor, but I didn't. I actually have 2 different offers right now.
Nice.
It would be nice
Wouldn't
if
it be
the
nice?
games weren't specific ones.
What are they?
I've got one for a Marvel game. It's a mobile one that I can just play on BlueStacks that I have. And then I have one that is for Star Trek Fleet Command. So in the coming days, we might be doing one of those.
Gotcha.
I tried to redeem something like a minute and a half ago and it still is loading.
Huh?
I tried to redeem something like a minute and a half ago and it's still like loading to tell me if I can redeem it, which is annoying.
Oh. That
That's
might
an
be internet connection, or
understatement.
you might just need to refresh.
Yeah.
No, it's everything on my computer. It's my connection.
Ah. Very fair.
Like, my connection is really bad right now.
Right. Well, unfortunately we cannot stall forever, so I guess we can get started if everyone's ready.
Yeah, I'm ready. I got
Sure,
my
we
sheet
can-
open. I'm ready to go.
Before we start, where are we right now?
You were in the castle's library, just now heading out of it.
Oh, okay.
I was heading to Terra.
Well, Kieran had requested that you all come with her to talk to her father first.
And Leo was acquiescing to her request.
Alright. Yeah, we can do that first.
Alright,
Vamonos.
so Kieran smiles as she opens the door to the library to lead all of you out.
I'm gonna just kind of be looking back at the library and just what's it called? Reluctantly leaving with Kieran.
Ha, nerd. Sorry.
Is there something in there that interests you?
Just something the guards said when I was coming in. Thought I might need to look some stuff up later, but it can wait.
Well, while you're in the castle, feel free to peruse the library. After we get done with what we need, of course.
The mission is most important right now.
That's an understatement.
I think I know what you're talking about, Aish. But, yes, it can wait.
You have the same feeling, I guess, then.
A hunch, yes.
So, Kieran closes the doors to the library after all of you exit. And begins to walk down the corridor to the north, because the library is in the south wing.
Leo would follow, like a good house cat. Or
Ironbark
house
is following.
lion. Yes, I'm joking. Okay, seriously, what's with that echo?
I don't hear any echo right now.
The only
heard
echo we have
something.
is the DM.
Great job.
Megan,
Another
you're
good job.
awake.
I do hear an echo every now and again, but right now I'm not hearing anything.
Fair.
I don't hear anything severe, so I guess it's really not that important.
It's probably my computer, but
Probably.
Probably
I think
heard
yours just
something.
lit up.
But yes, she
what
guides
kind of
you.
architecture is this building?
Architecture?
Yeah. Like, is it, say, 15th century Central European? Is it
We established with the
fantasy?
armor they were wearing. I don't think we ever established the architecture.
We did not. The architecture, it seems mostly made of marble.
Oh.
Lavish.
So not like Middle Ages castle.
Closer to Bronze Age, maybe?
Even Bronze Age wouldn't be using that much marble. That would be more
That'd be the Greeks.
Greek and Turkish.
Sure.
Maybe Byzantine. Byzantine actually used a lot of marble.
Yeah, which is why I was saying Turkish.
True.
So kind of more like the Hagia Sophia.
But yeah, that is mostly what the architecture seems to be made of.
Still loading 4 minutes later. Oh my god.
Wow.
Sorry.
It's okay. So yeah, you're guided down the hallway, which is There are a few plants scattered around on the sides of said hallway. You are all walking along a red carpet at the moment towards the throne room.
Ooh. Close enough.
I am still following Kieran, not seeing anything just yet.
Are there affordable beverages here?
This is
What?
a castle.
So no.
That would be correct. So, after maybe 2 or 3 minutes of walking, the party comes up to a large door that is still open. I don't think anyone had closed it when they left. And walking into this room, you see the king sitting on the throne, and now I'm hearing the echo. Which, for the players, if you just simply scroll up, you'll see the picture of the king.
In images.
Yeah. And
There he is.
as you walk in with Kieran, he seems to smile and sit up in his throne. Well, it seems like all of you have completed your task.
Hopefully.
It took a little bit, but we did it.
Well, the time frame that you did so is not exactly important to me. But this is your final answer?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yes, we got hope.
Well, alright then. Congratulations on passing the trial.
You're kidding. We actually did it.
Well, I mean, yes.
I'm
was-
more confused.
was actually half suspicious that, well, we were wrong. Well, tell us themselves.
Well, it is very true that my youngest son is very unique in his own way.
This just earns a grumble out of Ironbark.
Kieran steps forward looking to her father. Well, if you could stop wasting these adventurers' time and, get on with telling them what they need to do, father? The king kind of just sighs and looks away. Right. I was getting to that.
Leo does his best to hold back a snicker.
So I believe I described to you what this mission beforehand was. You were to find my youngest son and take him to the eastern capital for negotiations, attempting to stop an oncoming war. This mission is quite important, so I hope you're up to the tasks and the dangers that may come with it.
Blaze is coming, but sounds like not so great driving.
Alright. Just hope he's okay.
Yeah, sounds like he was dealing with a lot of anxiety.
Black ice will do that to you.
Oh, well, yeah. Wait, doesn't he live in Texas?
I don't know.
Do we even know if he was dealing with that?
I don't know what state he's in.
Then why
I
would
think
you
he's
say
with
such a thing?
Because I deal with black ice on the regular.
Yeah, I'm glad there hasn't been much black ice here.
I'm glad there hasn't been much
I think he was
winter
just dealing
here.
with bad driving. I hope that was all it was.
Anyways. The king has said that he hopes you are up to the task and the danger that may come with it.
What does their duty as a diplomat entail?
What exactly are you asking me?
I'm not sure, but... Well, I've heard a lot of stories about not so great kings sending off their least desirable to politically marry another. I'm sure that's not the case here. I've just heard some very poor stories.
Yes, I assure you that my youngest son is not on this mission for marriage. He is actually betrothed to a quite interesting character from the Southern Kingdom. Now then, should you take this mission, I expect you to give my son here the best that you can offer out of a escorting party of adventurers. I don't expect much, I'll be honest, but I expect you to do your job and keep him safe.
We will.
That we can
Bill
do.
nods to that.
And if anything
would
should
not.
happen and become of my son, do note that if you fail, and he is killed in the process, you will face severe repercussions by the kingdom.
Oop, goes the lion.
Ironbark just silently nods.
Very well. Consider your quest accepted, then. I assure that Kieran has told you what his specialty is.
Yes.
Wonderful. I don't need to waste time explaining it then. Should you complete this mission and return back to me with a good report of news, whether the negotiations go well or not, you are to escort them back after the negotiations are done, and you will be rewarded with 5,000 gold each.
Cha-ching!
Sounds acceptable.
Sounds fine to me.
Yes.
Wonderful. Well then, your reward has been stated, and the requirements have been as well. Are there any questions?
I feel like I did have a question for him last week, but I've forgotten it now. Because, once again, my brain is made of cheese.
I forget if you said this. Would we be allotted some form of transportation to make this trip easier?
I might be able to procure you a carriage and horse. Beyond that, though, I'm afraid we have not much else to offer.
That would be perfectly sufficient.
Yes.
And should you need improvement of weaponry, I allow you to take one item from the armory if needed.
Leo looks a little interested.
We will take one if we need one, thank you.
Very well then.
Fair enough.
If no other questions are needed, you are dismissed.
Leo would nod and, well, start heading out.
As will Ironbark. Turning back to see if Kieran is following.
Kieran will follow.
With her following, out the door into the main hallway then.
Well, that went a little bit better than I expected it to.
What were you expecting? Fire and brimstone?
When it comes to me, my father is not the most, calm.
Oh,
I didn't
How-
mean...
Sorry, go ahead.
how bad? And I'm sorry I'm prying into this, but how bad does it usually get?
I
It,
think that matters. I think that's more personal.
it doesn't go any much beyond shouting, I assure you.
That's good at least.
Is this betrothal consensual?
Yes, it was, actually.
Good. I've heard one too many horror stories about political marriages going awry.
Trust me, I read the books as well. I have studied up on quite a few cases, actually.
I don't suppose you've heard about the Habsburgs, have you?
Somehow I knew you were gonna go there.
Leo remains silent for right now, waiting to see if Kieran really knows that stuff.
I thought you were gonna bring up Henry VIII.
The name rings a bell, but I can't place my finger on it.
It's better that that family is forgotten for what they practice.
Also, hello, Blaze.
Guess who's back?
It Blaze, hello.
Yeah,
Hello.
you just missed the meeting with the king, and we didn't punch them in the face.
Okay,
You good?
sounds good. Yeah. Not something I'm wanting to talk on stream about.
Understandable.
All right.
Here to have fun.
The king is allowing us to take one item from the armory each. Our reward is 5,000 gold, and this is not a political marriage.
Gotcha.
That is 5,000 gold per person.
Lovely.
And now we're talking about the Habsburgs.
By the way, just curious, but seeing as we're Slights is no longer with us, what's gonna happen to Zorgrax?
You don't need to worry about that.
Fade quietly into the background. So,
I have someone I must talk to before we leave.
Guessing it's not certain someone we know, Ironbark?
I'll let you figure that one out.
I assume you are talking about my mother, yes?
Yes.
Wonderful. She is on the, north wing, about 3 doors down from here. Would you like me to come with you and show you the way?
Please, I get lost easily.
Leo shrugged.
Kieran gives a nod and begins to walk.
I will follow
Yep.
Kieran.
Leo, thinking it over briefly, shrugs and follows, curious as to what this queen is like. Hopefully she won't mind the resident walking carpet coming along with.
I hope you
use-
don't mind, but I'm going to go back to the library. Would I be allowed while you go there?
I certainly wouldn't mind it, as long as you don't steal anything.
I won't. You can have the guards with me if you think it's necessary.
Oh, there is no need for that. I trust you.
Thank you. So I'm gonna head back to the library during this.
Okay. Are you going to be looking for anything in specific?
I'm going to be looking for any mention of my name.
Okay. You go ahead and roll me an...
Be investigation, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would be investigation, which is what I was going to say. I'm just thinking of how many I want you to roll. Give me 4 different investigation checks.
Okay.
Right. For the 3 of you going with Kieran, you walk down the hallway, which is pretty much identical to the southern wing hallways, just with a few different paintings hung on the wall here and there. Someone is banging around upstairs. Anyways, going down the hallway, you find a door that is a little bit different from the ones you've seen so far. More extravagant.
Do I feel anything coming from behind the door?
I'll be right back.
Alright. Quick, DM's not here. Overthrow the stream.
I'll take over. You are now under our custody, chat. Oh.
I don't know why, but I keep clicking, trying to redeem stretch, but it keeps trying to redeem what's it called? Compliment every time I try it. Okay, I just got it to work. So what do you think of the Hagia Sophia?
That's how it's pronounced? I thought it was the Hagia Sophia.
It's Aya.
Fucking Byzantines making things difficult.
I think it was Ottoman. No, it was made by
Oh.
the Byzantines, I think.
Made by the Byzantines, preserved by the Ottomans.
Yeah.
It was used as a hybrid mosque, I believe, for both
It
Catholics,
was
Eastern Catholics, and mosques.
It was originally a castle, then converted to a mosque, then converted to a church, and now it is a museum.
Yeah. Both important to both Orthodox and Muslims.
Yes. And it is
Because
gorgeous.
it's still in Constantinople.
You mean Istanbul, not Constantinople.
It's Constantinople, fuck you.
I was doing the song.
Long time ago, Constantinople.
Constantinople got the works. It's nobody's business but the Turks. Da-na-na. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da-da.
So, besides the gold, what all is in the armory to
We don't know.
I am
okay.
back.
Couldn't been it.
Apologies
been
for
there
that.
yet.
My
Gotcha.
sister was attempting to talk to me.
Yeah, it's alright.
Oh, she was thumping on the floor.
Nope. She was asking if I ordered something, which I did.
Was the goose?
No, strictly.
Ah,
Eh.
still foul, but not waterfowl.
Anyways, what we're doing. Behind the door is a... You feel an odd radiance. One that seems slightly familiar. Ironbark, at least.
Ironbark is staring at the door, not saying anything. Is she in here?
Kieran gives a nod and begins to open the door for you. It
Can
might.
I fit? Sorry, can I fit in the door?
She was literally about to say, it might be a hard fit for you, so I suggest the other two go in first.
Leo
Alright.
would not. Leo would nod with a smile and enter before Ironbark.
I would also like to say for the investigation checks, I got 3 24s.
Wonderful. We'll get to that
And
eventually.
122. I'm
I think the-
surprised I got 3 of the exact same roll.
I understand, but you're interrupting.
I'm sorry.
Alex was the other one with us, correct?
Yes. Unless he decided to go somewhere else and just didn't tell me.
Please, that's you.
I guess I'll just stick with the party for right now.
Okay. So, Alexander and Leo, you enter the room first, and you find the woman who is sitting in the bed. Ironbark, you enter next, and as you enter, this pink-haired woman that is laying in this bed in somewhat extravagant-looking clothing, she looks to Ironbark with a smile. Well, to what do I owe this pleasure?
I spoke to the trees. They told me about you. And how important you were. So, I came to pay my respects to you.
Well, I certainly appreciate it. But I am owed no respect at the moment.
You certainly are if you help everything in the region grow.
Oh dear, they really did share a lot, didn't they?
Well, they didn't share Kieran's name. They had tight lips about that.
And Ironbark sits down cross-legged next to her bed.
Well, I'm aware of why Ironbark is here. And Alexander, was it?
Yes.
It is a pleasure to see you again, though we only parted not long ago.
Indeed. I'm mainly just sticking close to the party for right now.
And
It
what
is a pleasure to... Sorry, go.
Oh, go ahead.
It is a pleasure to see you again, though.
Wonderful. And what of you?
Leo just shrugs. I mostly just got curious and wanted to come and see. I guess I just wanted to come and meet you along with the others. I've got no real reason to be here, but well, oh, you know what they say about curiosity in cats.
Darling, I meant your name.
I'm Leonidas. You can call me Leo.
It's a pleasure. I am Terra Goldenvein.
A pleasure to meet you, Your Majesty.
Oh, please. I do not need such things. I am hardly even a queen at this point.
Ironbark perks up, because he didn't tell her his name.
You know my name.
Yes, I know the names of all of the children of the forest.
Then you really are the Queen of Nature.
That is a nickname I have been given, yes. Hopefully, your slumber was one that was nice.
Something clicks in Ironbark's head.
You awakened me.
Her expression seems to die down from the happy tone to a bit of a frown. Yes, that would be me.
Leo looks up to Ironbark with a friendly smirk on his face. It's like someone got the royal treatment before we even met him. I don't mean that in a bad way, of course. I'm just...
You seem upset about the fact that you awakened me. Why?
How do I explain this? I am the queen of nature, yes, but I also have certain visions from time to time.
You're a seer?
It is hard to explain, but know that when I have these visions, normally it is truth. I'm hardly ever shown something false.
Well, they do say that destiny is a fickle thing.
Yes. However, this vision came not until recently. Nearly a week ago at this point. So, for you, Ironbark, it has been quite some time. And I suppose that kind of explanation doesn't exactly line up, does it?
Not exactly, no.
Perhaps it was something inadvertent in my power that has awakened you. But nevertheless, I am happy to have a warrior at my side.
I am happy to serve nature however I can.
The vision I saw is one of destruction and fire.
Not to play devil's advocate, but wouldn't happen to involve things like fire and industry, would it? Like an industrial revolution?
I do not believe so. She checks to make sure Kieran is not in the room. Kieran must not learn this.
My lips are sealed.
Leo makes a zipping motion over his muzzle.
Terra gives a nod. This kingdom is bound to fall. Within
Trouble.
a month's time from this day, an attack will happen from the Eastern Kingdom. The current king will be blind to it, thinking that negotiations went well. However, that is not the reason you have been awakened, and that is not the reason you have found me here today. The destruction that I saw was one not spread across a kingdom, but one spread across an entire world. I am unaware of who the enemy is, but I am aware that they will bring destruction in their path wherever they go.
Very troubling.
That, my barky friend, is an understatement.
I have a couple of guesses who this destroyer might be, but I hope I'm wrong on one of those guesses.
You have information. Even if it's a guess, I would appreciate hearing.
2 guesses. But again, one of which I'm sorely hoping is wrong.
Then please,
There's
voice.
an entity corrupting the world and affecting progress of all the adventurers. For whatever reason, he's taking a shining, he or she has taken a shining to our party. It has changed how we improve compared to the others.
Ah, yes, that being. I am aware of it.
Out of character, I forget if they gave us their name or not.
Nope.
The hacker told you to call them Zell.
Oh, right.
The other one, who I'm hoping I'm wrong about, is another adventurer named Oz.
Hmm? I'm afraid I have never heard that name before.
They have a unique ability. It desecrates the land, kills indiscriminately, but I have only seen it performed on the small scale, reducing a patch of forest to barren and dead, animal and plant alike.
You are talking of annihilation, yes?
That is correct.
That is quite odd. The being you have described is not the same as the being that I know with that ability.
Who is the other that you know?
The skill of annihilation is held by a prince from the Northern Kingdom. And annihilation is one of those abilities that there cannot be a copy.
Perhaps someone has done the impossible and found a way to replicate it.
I have seen its effects with my own eyes. There was not even a spark of life in the soil.
Couldn't you don't more of the wizardly type, but when I could tell that that place was lost, it's enough that I've taken to calling the place the Lost Woods.
You gave it that name.
That is quite the interesting name. Adventurers came through here not a while ago, and one of them had stopped by. I believe his name was Ed. Or at least that is what he went by.
Grabby hands.
Yes. He talked to me about these things called video games.
Sounds like Oz. Sounds like Ed.
That's just saying that that some things can be stranger than reality, and leave it at that.
Ed is part of Oz's party, the same one with the annihilation skill.
Oh, I was unaware they were so close to me, yet I felt no presence that evil.
Actions, though destructive, can never be considered evil by the user.
I like to personally think that it the power or the power to or the effects of whatever it is you use that defines the skill. It's the intent of the person who defines what it's used for.
Would you define Oz as a person of evil?
Not
Personally
from what
speaking,
I've seen.
agreed. Doesn't seem violent at all, from what I understand.
If that is the case, then why suspect them?
I don't know. But like I said, I sorely hope I'm wrong.
Either way, I still don't have any information I can work with, unfortunately. And time is growing thin.
Then,
You mean?
let me ask you another question. Why did you awaken me then?
Oh wait, she already told him.
Yes. Yes, your original awakening was perhaps a mistake, but I am glad you are here nonetheless.
Trust me, we're very grateful to have the big guy with us. He's been a valuable asset since we all came out of the forest of Yggdrasil, so grateful to have him.
You all were in the forest of Yggdrasil?
Yes.
Not sure how we got there in the first place, but yes.
That is quite the dangerous area. I am surprised you made it out unscathed.
It is where I was awoken.
Something bad indeed must have happened if we wound up in there with no memory of our pasts.
No
Or what
memory?
Ironbark.
Well, I don't know. Well, that's just a guess on my part. I might be wrong.
My apologies. It seems I've used a lot of power. I need to rest.
You alright,
Ironbark.
You alright, Hera?
Unfortunately, for the moment, I am bedridden. Yet the nature seeps on my power either way.
Ironbark looks down at her hidden legs.
This illness, what is it?
I wish I could tell you.
Are there symptoms?
Unfortunately, if there are, I am unaware. I just awoke one day and was unable to move my legs.
Worrisome. We travel with a cleric, so perhaps next time we come here and they're with us, we happen to bring them along, maybe they can diagnose you, possibly heal you.
Perhaps so, but there are pressing matters to attend to, and I insist you get to attending to them.
Yes. I wish there was something I could do to help.
Do not worry about
Specifically.
me.
You know that's just going to make me worry about you more, right?
He says with a little smirk.
Come now, my child. There is no reason to worry about me. I will be fine as long as I remain in the castle for now.
Very well.
Leo would nod. It was a pleasure to meet you, Tara.
It was a pleasure meeting the three of you as well. Please, take care of my daughter.
Of course.
We will.
You have our word.
She gives a nod, and Tara begins to adjust to lay her head down against the pillows.
I will stand up as best as I can and squeeze out the door.
Once once Ironbark was out, Leo would follow carefully.
And I assume Alexander is leaving as well?
Yes.
Okay. With that said, we will be going over to Aish.
Yay.
Fuck!
Yeah. So, 3 24s and a 22. Oh boy.
You got some good eyes, boy.
I
It
got
may
some
have-
good researching skills.
It takes a bit, but you find 4 books of interest. One is about the kingdom's, specifically this kingdom's history. You have a you have a book that is detailing the events of the East-West War that created the Field of Ash. And you have 2 books about foreign kingdoms across the seas.
Okay.
Which one would you like to look into first?
I guess I can wait to do the foreign kingdoms across the seas. What was the first one was?
You have a history of the East Kingdom, the one you're currently in.
Yeah, that would probably be a good one to start with.
Okay. In this book, it says that the kingdom was founded nearly 300 years ago upon an area that was grassy land filled with a variety of livestock and several trees. The kingdom first started as a very small village with a population of perhaps 20 people. It wasn't big by any means. But as a person began to rise up and start to make laws and certain things, certain rules, this person was then established the mayor, and over the next 20 years, a very small kingdom village was made, and he was named king. His name, where was his name? Okay. Oh lord, I don't think I wrote down his name. Well, feck.
Oh no.
What happened?
I forgot to write down the first king's name.
Oopsie.
Pick it up.
I'm not good with making male names up on the fly.
Just name them after a former president or a famous person or something like that then.
His name I'll name him Harold. Harold Goldenvein. So, as the years went along, the kingdom began to grow and grow larger and larger. The livestock within the immediate area butchered and extinct. Though as the kingdom grew, trade routes from the east, north, and south were all created, as well as treaty pacts, which prevented the attack of every kingdom on each other's trade routes. And it defined the terms of agreements and taxes of which would be taxed to the transfer of goods from one place to another.
I'll be right back.
Eventually, Harold Goldenvein passed away and his son took over. And so on and so forth as the rulers continued as their kingdom grew larger and larger until 20 years ago, when the West broke the treaty. No, sorry, the East broke the treaty and attacked the Western Kingdom.
Okay.
The former king had fought on the front lines, as it reads, and lost his life doing so. And the present day is still being written.
I'm back.
And that's the end of that book.
Okay. What was the second one? The other ones the other two are from farther away places.
Details about the battle that created the Ashen Lands, Ashen Fields.
That was useful.
Field of Ash.
Ash.
Field of Ash.
All the ash.
Would you like to read that one?
Yes.
This one is more of a shorter book. It doesn't take too long to read. It details that the Eastern Kingdom broke the Non-Aggression Pact Treaty and attacked a village on the border of the Western Kingdom, sparking a war, though the king of the Golden Vein Empire had attempted to make negotiations. A battle was made of the destroyed town, where 5 heroes had participated in defending the Western Kingdom.
Does it have the heroes' names?
It does not have names, but it does represent them by colors.
And those colors are?
They're color coordinating from the alpha testers.
Okay.
It speaks of the one in red wielding, which is odd for you reading this because you've absolutely heard nothing about this, but the red hero went about the field controlling dead bodies to fight for them. Almost as if they were controlling them with tethers.
Hang on a minute. I'm sorry to cut in, but didn't we learn that she was a puppet master?
I don't think her class was ever stated, but probably.
I think heard she was a puppet master. We didn't hear puppeting dead bodies.
It's something to learn about.
They speak of the hero in white holding the front line like a wall, taking all incoming attacks, but not flinching once. They speak of the purple hero controlling mechanisms, very odd contraptions that shot bright beams of red, blue, and every kind of color that could be imagined towards the enemy, striking them from afar. They speak of the hero in yellow, who raced around the battlefield at lightning breakneck speed, taking out important individuals as they went. And lastly is the hero in blue, a very particular person with a very large weapon. It is said that this person used said large weapon not for its original purpose. That this person went around the battlefield, literally hitting things with this giant weapon, as if it was a club.
She didn't find out about the gun part of it until later, I guess.
However, once the battle began to draw near its climax, the warrior in blue set down her weapon and began to charge what seemed of electricity or lightning into its weapon, sparking its true power. The weapon they wielded shot a single blast, which shot across the entire ashen field, destroying everything in its path.
That's one hell of a cannon.
However, after this, the warrior in blue had instantly fallen unconscious. It then goes on to tell about the king fighting on the front lines and dying in the process. The end of the war was signaled by the Eastern Kingdom's king from the back lines, where he and the 5 heroes, I'm echoing, he and the 5 heroes had worked out a new non-aggression pact and the repercussions for starting the war.
How long ago was this?
20 years.
Okay.
And that is the end of that book.
And then I'd probably check on read the last 2, which are about farther away places.
Okay, so the first one describes a kingdom of Averna on a floating isle across the northeastern sea. It speaks of it as a promised land, one that is more built for the area where druids might come from. Fields of flowers, gracious trees, some might even call it the Feywild. But hardly anyone has been there and come back. That's about it for the first one. It's not exactly detailed.
Okay. And the second one?
The second one is extremely familiar to you.
How familiar?
I don't have a name for your homeland,
Okay.
so either you can make that or you can give me time and I will eventually name it. But it details major kingdoms, very small civil battles, and, well, you know your backstory.
Would it ring a bell for my player or for my character?
For your character.
Okay, so it would ring a bell for me, even though my player is kind of unsure why this. It's like a memory I have.
Correct.
Okay. Interesting.
Alright. And that is the 4 books you found.
I'm probably just going to read through that last one again whilst they're all doing their stuff. Just trying to see if I can understand why I'm remembering things from a past that I don't believe I have.
Okay. Well,
You know what I mean?
Yeah. While you are reading that, the other 3 have exited the room where Terra is in, and Kieran gives you a smile as you come out. I hope my mother was alright.
He was definitely worthy of her title, from what I saw.
You're speaking very quietly.
She was definitely worthy of her title, from what I saw.
Okay.
I'm sorry, just trying to work on volume.
Okay. Yeah, any of the other 2 want to talk?
Hello?
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry, I zoned out.
Yes.
I got caught up in story time.
Apologies.
What year is it?
You don't know.
She was. Yes, our talk with her went very well, I believe.
Have you ever been separated from your parents for a few years and then reunite with them? You know that feeling you get?
I know what you mean. Sorry, go ahead.
I don't believe I know that feeling.
It felt as though I was reconnecting with my own mother, which is an odd sentence for me to say.
Well, that is quite interesting. But I assure you, you are not my sibling.
Would you not want an int for a brother?
Though I do think you are really cool, I think my life here would have been drastically different.
I was a tree for the longest time before getting up and walking around, so that would make me your little brother.
Anyway,
Leo visibly has a cat-like cat-like grin on his face as he snickers a little.
Sorry,
I'm
we're joking with you.
Come now, let's leave the poor girl alone. No need to tease her.
Yeah, we're just joking.
I only say that because she did call me my child, which made me feel something I thought I wouldn't.
well, she isn't called the Queen of Nature for no reason, I suppose. But we have things we need to start doing now, yes? I believe Father said that all of you could take one item from the armory if you wanted to.
Leo would
Yes.
nod at that. That is true, and I am kind of curious what's down there.
I can lead you to it, though I suggest gathering up your party before we do.
we should probably go find Aish before we go.
Yeah.
Unless he's already here with us and I zoned out real hard.
Nope.
Nope. I'm
Okay,
still-
good. I
I'm
didn't
still in
zone out that
library.
hard.
I'm still doing nerd things.
Kieran nods and begins. Sorry?
I was just about to say if he's in the library.
Yeah. Kieran nods and begins to walk to the library because he said it out loud. You all know where he is.
Yeah, I follow.
Mhm.
Silently pondering on the whole why do I feel like I just met my mother thing.
Also, what do you
The pl-
think about what I posted in general?
I'm not giving you 999 plus ping
Why not?
because I don't want lag.
Even no one would be able to control it.
No, this game is a LAN connection. Come on. You don't get lag in LAN.
Sad.
Okay. So, walking down the hall to the southern wing. Yes, the southern wing. You find yourselves back at the library, which Kieran opens the door.
Apologies. My Wi-Fi was messing up.
Oh, is it good now?
Hopefully.
Well, you guys are just now arriving at the library, and Kieran has opened the door for all of you.
Yay.
I walk in looking around for Aish.
I probably would not be very hidden.
Probably not. You would probably be just, sitting at a table reading at the time. And Lawrence would still be in the room, minding his
Mr.
own business. What?
Never mind. I said Mr. Fishburne.
No. Lawrence is still in the room. He seems to be minding his own business.
There he is.
And I point a very woody finger over towards Aish.
You're back. I'm going to stand up and stack the books together to bring them back to their shelves.
Bringing them back
So-
is pretty easy.
Okay.
Once he comes back over the party, Ironbark's going to look at him and say,
So, is our children learning?
I don't know if we had the same idea, but if we did, we're right.
I feel like I'm being left in the dark.
Was that?
It's a bit complicated. We'll do our best to try and then explain it, but
Now that we're all together, we were going to go to the armory, yes?
Yeah.
I will also say the Eastern kingdoms don't have the best track record. Caution might be more needed than I realized.
Mhm.
You mean threat of possible execution means enough of a caution?
What was
More of
that?
More of a threat of possible war.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that too.
Alright then. Well, the armory is through the throne room, so it's not too far away. Come on, I'll lead you.
Theo will
Gotcha.
smile,
you.
and nod and follow Kieran.
Alright,
Stompy Boy follows.
One death is a tragedy. 1,000 is a statistic.
so walking out of the library, Kieran begins to lead you to the throne room once again. Passing by, there are, of course, the, flower pots that line the hallways, as well as the family portraits and portraits of former kings that are also on the wall.
Are these flower plots planted or just sitting in water?
They're planted.
Okay.
I'm just thinking, if there are paintings of former royalty, if I was to take one down and move one to the armory, they'd be an object in the armory.
No.
Is
Thusly,
this in character?
the king would be okay with us taking one.
I saw where that train of thought was going, and I'm just saying it for the DM, but no.
Technically, you're right.
But what?
But that's the worst. That's the worst kind of technically.
Technically, you're right. But I don't think that would go over well.
We said we can take one item from the armory.
So,
One piece of equipment from the armory.
leading you all back into the throne room, she immediately takes a left turn as she enters the door.
Was this NASCAR?
Is the king talking to anybody, or is he just kind of sitting on his throne vibing?
King talk.
At the moment, the king is actually talking with someone.
Is this someone we might recognize?
No. I don't know if I have a picture for them.
Okay.
What do they look like?
I'm trying to look for a picture. Because I make these plans like ahead of time, and I don't always remember every single detail.
It's alright.
So I save pictures to remind me. So, the person talking to the king is a blue-haired man that is wearing a blue jacket with black fingerless gloves. He seems very regal, but not anywhere near royalty.
Ah, noble of some description. Ironbark notes him down in the back of his head, but doesn't say anything and keeps following Kieran. Yeah.
Alright. It doesn't take you long to reach a locked door, which Kieran reaches into a small bag that she has, pulling out a key and unlocking said door, and opening it. Bringing you inside, there is a lot of stuff. There are weapons, there are armors, there are rings, there are cloaks, and this is basically me saying, congratulations, you guys get a free green item.
Woohoo!
Free green
Both
item.
us get one?
Everyone gets a green item.
Yeah.
Okay.
As I'm doing that, Ironbark is going to look to Kieran.
Who's that man talking to her father?
Oh, if I remember correctly, that is the advisor of affairs. He helps us keep track of other kingdoms' movements.
Do you trust him?
Not at all.
Sounds like the kind of person who would sell out for someone else at the drop of a hat.
We don't know that yet.
Why don't you trust him?
It's hard to explain. I guess it's just a hunch.
Gives you a bad feeling.
A woman's intuition is nothing to scoff at.
I,
That's
Yes, but creating unnecessary violence can also create unnecessary consequences.
3 people just tried to talk at the same time. I didn't catch anything that was said.
I mean, I heard
It can
Spock.
cause unnecessary violence.
Yeah, I heard Spock. I was going to speak, but then I heard Blaze and it sounded like he was lagging out. So, you had something that you wanted to say, Blaze?
No, I'm fine.
Alright. Well, like it has been promised, feel free to take one item of whatever you desire.
sorry about that. Mom came back, so I was half listening.
Moms do that sometimes.
You said one green rarity item?
Correct. And with this, you also see Kieran picking up a short bow.
Going after the ranged option, yes?
Well, I am a bard, so as long as I have an
Understandable.
instrument on me, I'll do perfectly well.
Leo
Wouldn't you-
smiles.
Sorry, go ahead.
Leo smiles a little. It's nice to have a little backline support.
What weapon, what instrument do you play?
That is a good question. She has a lyre.
You liar.
Well, I can't pick any armor because unarmored AC.
Yeah.
And
And
I'm
I
pretty
have a
sure.
kick-ass weapon.
And I'm pretty sure +1 armor is rare. Blue quality.
You said green rarity, yes?
Yes. A green item.
Uncommon.
Okay. May possibly have a couple of ideas, but give me a second.
I go into the rings and it's like, oh yeah, look at all these green items, but they're mostly just signet rings from Ravnica.
If you allow us, I'm going to take an all-purpose tool.
Going for the wondrous items, I see.
Probably mark those down as well.
I have to go to a character that's actually in the campaign.
I'll also have to attune to the all-purpose tool.
Because unfortunately I do have to check these.
This simple screwdriver can transform into a variety of tools. As an action, you can touch the item and transform it into any type of artisan's tool of your choice. Whatever form the tool takes, you are proficient with it. While holding this tool, you gain a +1 to the spell attack rolls and saving throw DCs of your artificer spells. As an action, you can focus on the tool to channel your creative forces. Choose a cantrip that you don't know from any class list. For 8 hours, you can cast it, and it counts as an artificer cantrip for you. Once it's used, it can't be used until the next day.
Well, I don't have a bag of holding, so do I want to go basic bitch or do I want to go a different path?
Bags of holding are really helpful.
No, but knowing our luck, we'll come across the next friggin' shop that'll give us bags of holding.
Or we'll
Didn't
get a
we
weird
buy
one
3?
from... what's her name?
No, wait, we
like-
bought 2 from Iris plus a bag of Eldritch Horrors. Now I remember.
Yeah.
Oh.
So basically, it's any crafting tool that you want it to be, and it's also a spell focus for Artificer.
The artificers.
And it
And-
also allows you to grab one cantrip.
It's a cantrip. I'm not worried about it.
Yeah, so basically, if I want to decide, hey, for today, I'm going to cast Eldritch Blast, I can do that, but that I can't cast any other extra one. Or if I want to say, hey, I'm going to cast Shape Water or stuff like that.
Maybe a
It gives me a
cloak.
little bit more versatility.
I approve.
Yay.
I'm going to take the Cloak of Protection.
I figured.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
Give me a second.
For the
Go ahead.
record,
Do that.
Kieran just took a short bow +1.
Fair.
I now get a +1 on all my saves and AC.
I was thinking of taking a Luck Stone.
The cursed axe you gave me, does that also count for attunement? I don't think you ever stated that, and if you did, I have tiny brain.
Which one?
The great axe that gives me +1 per barbarian level.
That would require attunement, yes.
Okay, I'm going to make a note of that.
Survey says Wand of Magic Missiles. I was feeling a little indecisive. As for what this does, well, I think you can guess.
I think we can.
Cast magic missile.
In short, I'm going to be a similarly basic bitch.
Alright, but it only has 4 charges in it right now.
Okay.
And does Alexander have anything specific that he would like?
I'm actually still kind of looking through these things and kind of stuck on what to get. Though one thing is popping to mind, but I'm trying to see if there's something else before I decide on that.
Fair enough.
Oh, that's something else. That's something else I could have gone with. Oh well. Nothing to consider.
Well, we can't sit here forever going through magic
Right.
items.
I've already made my decision, and I'm gonna stick with it. The magic missiles.
I am going to pick.
I mean, with Avery, Wand of Magic Missiles
Oh.
could be a really good idea since it always hits.
What was that, Alex?
You know what? I am going to pick a. Where is it? I just passed that thing. B, C, D, E. I am picking a ever smoking bottle.
What that do?
Bottles that's always smoking.
Basically, I can produce a smoke cloud around us to allow us to either A, escape, or B, just blind enemies. From my understanding.
Or C.
Yeah, for each minute the bottle remains open, the radius increases by 10 feet. The initial is 60 foot.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay.
Alright, with your items chosen, Karen smiles to you all as she stands by the door. Alright, are we ready?
I am.
So it would be.
I think as ready as we're getting.
I had Amy collect my stuff for me. She's waiting at the entrance.
Leo would nod and I'll just follow along. Just assuming that, assuming they were heading out.
Yes, and if we are heading out, Alexander is going to make sure we're picking up the other Kieran. We're
Yeah.
we're not leaving her behind.
I was just about to say something about that, actually.
From this point forward, you guys are leading the Princess Kieran around because she has no idea where to go.
I
Okay.
got you.
No, I wasn't even pushing the talk button.
We do have to make a bit of a detour before we head east, if that is what you want to do.
That is quite alright. I don't mind at all.
Good.
Leo smiles and nods. Well, I hope you don't mind. Hope you don't mind hope you don't mind meeting. Hope you don't mind. A little confusion name-wise because we're heading to pick up someone up who rather weirdly seems to share your name. If that makes sense.
Someone that
What's
shares
that?
a name with me. I have never heard of that.
It's strange, but it's just something we've learned to work with.
It confused us for a moment.
Right then, lead the way. I'll be right behind you.
Alright. Now we lead her.
Let's all link arms and chant.
Juniper,
Yes.
could you guide us back to the place that we left Kieran at? Not this Kieran, the other Kieran.
I believe
one
that
we
path
know.
should be obvious.
Yes, you're right. I just have a
Well,
horrible sense of direction. Somebody else lead, please.
Leo just smiles and snickers a little, heading in the direction of the tavern. Right this way, then. Did I steal your Thunder Blaze?
No, it's fine. Still thinking what I'm doing.
Alright, so as the party begins to leave the actual castle, Kieran stops by the door and picks up a small bag from the maid that Ironbark and
It was me.
Alexander. Ironbark and Alexander saw. The maid gives a bow and then starts to walk away as Kieran returns to all of you.
Leo would have waited for her to get her stuff so that they could head their way out and down towards the tavern.
I'm going to open up my menu first, as we walk.
Okay.
Is there a way that we can check our collective party?
Yes.
Awesome. I'm going to look at Kieran's stats if she has indeed joined the party.
Princess Kieran?
Yes, that one.
Yeah. You can tell that she is a level 5 Bard, College of Glamour.
Does she have an XP system, or is she also gone to,
She seems to have an EXP system.
Okay.
Can Kieran see us opening our menus? Or does it look like we're just miming to her?
She doesn't seem to be reacting.
Alright.
Nice. I need to be right back.
Okay.
Okay. By the power invested in my points, I demand thee hydrate.
Well, this is gonna be fun.
Why must you torture the DM?
Drink.
Guess Kieran's been a little fey touched. Just looked up the College of Glamour.
Also, I didn't realize how useful an all-purpose tool could be.
It's an all-purpose tool.
I know.
Do you know what it is? It's basically ye old sonic screwdriver.
It is, but it just... I get one extra cantrip that I can cycle through every day, which would probably be really useful, especially at early levels.
For
Yep.
me, it was either the Circlet of Blasting or the Cloak of Protection. And I chose the Cloak of Protection because I'm frontline, not magic. Circlet of Blasting would have given me one free use of... the fuck is that spell called?
Scorching Ray, I think?
That one, yes.
Yeah, I was thinking between the all-purpose tool and a luck stone.
I think Echo might have vetoed that. I don't know.
You know what a luck stone does?
It sounds like it gives you a re-roll, cause lucky.
It's
No,
one use of the... It's one use of luck per long rest, right?
No. It gives you +1 to all skills and saving throws.
Damn.
Which is
I have returned.
pretty nice.
Welcome back.
Again.
Welcome back.
I have already hydrated. I hydrated before I actually left. So...
How dare you hydrate again when we don't tell you?
Yes. So, you leave the castle and begin your walk back to the tavern, yes?
Yes. Make a note. I do want to say that, like, ever since they entered the castle, up to this point, Alexander's always had his helmet on.
Okay.
I'm making... It doesn't make sense right now, but it will later.
Okay. So, walking down the route to the castle, you find yourselves at the gate that is immediately opened as you are approaching it, so you can just simply pass through.
Alright.
Leaving
with that-
the castle gates, you find yourselves back in the high-end district. There is a lot of noise today. It's very loud.
Upon hearing the sudden cacophony of noise, Leo winces a bit and rubs one of his ears a little. That was loud.
I make a perception check.
Go ahead.
I can cast guidance on myself before I do it.
No,
Why not?
because you wouldn't know.
I wouldn't know what.
Exactly.
Like, why? You can't just like ask to make a perception check and then say you're casting guidance on yourself because like you.
I mean, I know I was going to make a perception check, which is why I was going to cast guidance on myself for it.
That is metagaming.
Well, my character knows how abilities work, so he's going to use his abilities. Oh, but okay, I get fair.
Stay on the ETA game, May.
We're in an isekai. Some levels of metagaming make sense.
Okay, 14. You see that there are quite a few shops that are getting a lot of attention today. Some of them are selling different kinds of gears. Some of them are selling different kinds of products, like foods and stuff. And there is a single stall that has one person at it. You know this person.
Oh no.
You've met them.
Would it happen to be made of really shoddy wood?
No.
Oh.
No.
No.
Damn.
The person standing there has a mechanical tail.
Oh. I don't think Ironbark met that one.
I don't remember if you met them or not, but it's Riker.
Looking at what notes I do have, that was only Aish. And actually, no, it was first they met Aish, and then the rest of the group ran into him before Aish could get back to the party. Or wait. Oh no, wrong one. My bad. Just forget what I said.
Though we do know him from his pictures from the
Yes.
Intro,
Yes.
quote unquote. What are the alpha testers? What is he selling?
He's not. He's standing in front of one. He's investigating something.
Ah.
You can't see it because it's behind. You can't see it because he's blocking it.
Right. I wonder what he's buying.
So I'd probably just go over to Riker and see what's going on here. A lot busier than when we went up to the castle.
Well, it is the first. It's a pleasure to see you again.
It's a pleasure to see you as well. Is everything okay though?
I have noticed quite a few changes.
Good kinds of changes?
No. Though you are quite the perceptive person, I'm quite sure you have tested the theory already.
Which theory would that be?
The fact that the NPCs here are not NPCs.
That does seem to be the case. But what does that mean? What is going on here?
I wish I had an answer. Otherwise, I could make some kind of, how do you say?
Assertion?
Yes, assertion. That either the game is becoming sentient in its own rights, the game might be adapting to our operations,
Which that could be a worry.
or that our minds are slowly becoming part of the game.
And that would be worrisome.
Extremely so. But, I can see that you have a few friends here I don't think I've met.
Don't think so. Why don't you guys come here? and I kind of signal over to the party to get over here.
Catching his signal, Leo would head over.
I do my best impersonation of Scorpion.
The anathema of technology walks over.
Riker looks at Iron Park. Well, I haven't seen an int around here in a while.
Apparently, we're quite rare.
Even among the player base, it seems so.
Not sure why. Plenty of advantages to being this big. Though you can't fit into doors. And you have to sleep outside. Which
And
isn't
that's
that bad.
weak to fire.
Yes.
Just
But
as many weaknesses as advantages.
True.
But anyways, it is a pleasure to meet all of you. I am Riker.
Yeah, Riker. I
What
found
of it?
with you in a book.
I'm sorry.
You and the other alpha testers.
So we were added to the history. Well, there's a pleasant turn.
Or what? We're there when it was being written, technically speaking. Thing is, you were the first to play this game in the first place.
But what does that have to do with anything?
It's probably that they thought that it would be a good homage, a thank you. Something along the lines.
I assume you also saw the flash of light to the north, yes?
He turns his head and looks to the north. Oh dear. How did I not see that? Of course I saw it.
Blind not to notice the... We'd have to be a little blind to, have to be more than... we'd have to be very blind not to notice the giant ominous pillar of light off in that direction.
Also, have you noticed that you have lost access to direct messages?
Direct messages? No, I can still access them. However, my map is not functional.
Fantastic.
Strange. I guess this means that whatever this glitch is affecting us differently.
I would add
Just in
it to my
case.
We also lost our bug reports, right?
No, I was able to file a bug report.
Book report is still there.
Just in case, though, I'm going to open my menu to see if there's the other things missing.
Nope, just seems to be the DMs right now.
The hacker's probably messing with everyone in some way or fashion. We lost our
Sorry, go ahead.
Well,
We lost our DMs. You and possibly the other beta testers lost their maps.
And unfortunately, that does not seem to be the case. While I do not have my map, I am still able to read the forums. Apparently that Oz and their group have lost access to their inventory, having to do so
That's-
by hand.
The old-fashioned way.
well, I'd say that's a lesson in humility, but that's a little cruel.
Do you
Our
think that
guy.
is cruel?
That's not
Try working without knowing your abilities.
Ugh.
I grieve for Kurt.
Out of character, he grieves for who?
Kurt.
Oh. Thank you.
Our guide also seems to be affected. She no longer knows what direct messages are.
Assuming she did in the first place.
I believe she did.
Riker tilts his head. Guide?
Ironbark motions to the butterfly on his shoulder.
She's a druid.
Ah, interesting. I do not have one of those.
Were the alpha testers not given one?
Apparently not. Then again, we did not technically start new saves. Our information was carried over.
Ah, I see.
That would also likely mean that you lost access to whatever new things were given from the start of the new version of the game. Mainly the guide.
Yes,
They're also experienced enough that they probably don't need it.
a lot of things of this world has changed. Back in the Alpha game, there was only East and West. Now there are supposedly kingdoms beyond North and South. I have not seen either, nor have I figured out a way to get there. And without my map, I am up the creek without a paddle, as they say.
Yeah, that's a problem.
It's confusing that
Understatement
all
of the
this has
century,
happened.
probably, but that's still a problem.
It's confusing that all this has happened. Do you think this is all from the hackers? Or... I don't know how a hacker would do all of this.
I am not quite sure. However, I have heard not hide nor hair of said hacker. So unless they can adjust things from a distance, I don't think it is them.
Also, not sure if you already know this or not, but Ellie was kidnapped.
I am aware. Nico, he sent us messages. As much as I would like to chase after her, doing so would be a death sentence.
Agreed.
I tried to stop it from happening.
I am aware. Do not worry. I do not blame you. If anything, I blame Oz.
Why Oz?
Yeah.
Oz was there originally and did not understand what they were getting into. As Nico put it, her and Oz and the team was fighting with an intent to kill.
Against Ellie?
Correct. Though I
Right,
suppose
perhaps.
that is chalked up to not understanding the situation, thinking that she had gone rogue and was trying to kill everyone.
That might not be the full story, but that would be a good explanation. Well, not good for us, but an explanation for why they would do it.
This whole thing is not good.
That's indeed, though it's not what I mean. Remember when we ran into that group that attacked our two friends?
PvPers.
Yes, their story was changed by the hacker.
I remember that.
The same could very well have occurred with Oz and them, but we have to have Nico's help to verify that. Not
Well-
to mention catch them first.
Well, we're going back to the starter town, so you could ask while we're there.
Hmm.
That being said, before we go, what kind of stuff are you here selling stuff?
Selling? No, I am looking to purchase. My projects require more materials than I expected.
If you need us to
I
help you
cannot-
get more materials, we'd be happy to help.
For way, I personally can understand the grind for materials. I've played stuff like Hearthstone before, so I perfectly understand the kind of grind it takes to get all the best stuff.
I was thinking more along the lines of Monster Hunter, but that works.
That being said, regardless, do you need help getting stuff?
I-
You're going to be leaving, so we'll probably have the opportunity to find some stuff that you might not have access to.
If you find things that are mechanical in nature or have different kinds of tech to them, I would appreciate if you brought them to me. If I do not find a use, I can turn them into something useful for you.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Sounds handy.
Maybe you can
Wonder-
teach me how to
Hmm.
do some of that too sometime. When we're more free.
When we have the
Wonder if there's
ability.
Wonder if there's a courier system in this game.
When we
Don't
have
Alright, we can
the
ask Nico when we get there.
Everyone's talking over each other.
when we have the ability, I would be happy to teach you.
Thank you.
But for now, I need to start shopping before my items are snatched up.
You
Yeah,
get to it, and we
whatnot.
need to head back to the starter town.
I didn't hear anything both of you just said.
Leah would nod. Nice to meet you either way.
So you should get to it. We need to get back to the starter town.
Riker gives a nod and waves. As he then goes back to shopping.
Au revoir. And makes their way.
I'm pretty sure he was German.
No, he was French.
Was he German or French?
He was French.
Oh.
Saf is either. I think Saf was either German or Russian.
I don't remember.
Russian, I think. She sounded deep and husky, thing like this.
Anyways. You.
Sorry.
Nope.
No, I was just gonna ask if Kieran was just kind of staring on confused as to why we were so casually talking with one of the national heroes.
She doesn't seem to recognize them.
Ah,
In their history in the game, they're referred by colors, not by name or appearance. She doesn't know it's him.
gotcha.
That's what I got in the book.
So, walking
What color
through.
is he represented by?
Hmm?
What color is he represented by? Blue, I think?
He's purple.
Purple.
Purple. Thank you.
Blue is big girl with big gun.
Oh, yeah. Smacky gun. Smacky gun.
Just love cannons.
Alright, making your way through the high-end district back to the middle district, you pass several extremely expensive shops that are quite obviously out of your range. Thinking that the items that they are selling are within the thousands of golds.
Ah, yes, pocket change.
Should we steal the shops?
just the whole fucking building.
Yes.
Anyways.
Ironbark's pretty.
You get to the edge of the high-end district, where you see someone familiar. And I'm just gonna say it outright. It's Iris. But she doesn't have her stand set up.
Oh no.
Something is very wrong here.
Oh dear.
Did you use your stall?
Never that, or she. Never that, or she hasn't set up yet.
Maybe she misplaced it.
Oh, well.
Is it in your other pants?
Well. If it isn't my favorite customers.
Hello to you too, Iris. What exactly are you doing here? You don't seem to have your stall open.
Well, even shopkeepers need a day off.
Understandable.
Fair
Good
enough.
What are you
point.
doing on your day off?
What do I enjoy doing? What do I enjoy doing? Standing around, I guess. I mean, when you're immortal, you've done everything.
You've never been inside a video game before, have you?
I'm not going to justify that.
Fair enough.
But yes, I'm just, around today. So, sorry, no sales.
Oh, it's quite alright.
No worries. Is there anything we can help you with?
Unless you've completed some of the quests I gave you already, no.
We have not yet.
We're still working on those. You didn't make them quite easy for us, did you?
Well, I thought getting the orbs out of the first dungeon was pretty easy.
That we plan on doing promptly. We've just run into quite a few setbacks.
Oh, I'm aware of which you've run into. You have made quite the mess for yourselves.
Yes.
You could put it like that.
Either way, treat the lady with care. She will be a valuable ally.
But
Theo
of
nods.
course.
Nods. Of course. It would be on our heads if we if we failed our mission in keeping her safe.
Ironbark looks back to Kieran.
Yes?
Oh, nothing. Just making sure you're alright.
Oh, yes, I'm perfectly fine.
Good.
For all the detours, we know a fair few people.
I'm not quite sure who you're talking to, but alright.
Ironbark looks between Iris and Kieran.
Oh, right. Selective vision.
let's just say that this particular person likes talking to people she finds trustworthy.
Or just worthy, period.
Alex decides she only shows herself to adventurers, as far as I'm aware.
Correction. I show myself to the heroes.
Well, yes. Oh. We're the heroes then.
Well, unfortunately, it seems there are multiple people who can see me.
My shoulders just got a lot heavier.
Well, stranger things have happened. We probably should be heading back to the tavern by now. Our Kirin is probably wondering where we are by now. Bad to guess.
Hopefully she hasn't wandered off again. It's nice to see you again, Iris.
Agreed.
It would have been good if I made some money, but not every day is profitable.
Yeah, true.
Could you actually keep an eye out for a bag of holding for me?
Bag of holding?
Yes.
Why is that?
Useful to have.
But, like, don't you guys already have two? Why not share?
Who were the two that got them? I forget.
Me.
I have a couple of rods that I still have to test out for Iris.
That was not the answer to the question.
I think it was Alex.
No, I have the bag of Eldritch Horrors.
Oh yes.
Was it Zergrax then that had it?
I think it might have been Vana.
No.
It might have been Vana. But I have
No.
a lot of stuff in there.
Now that you say that out loud, yes. Yes, we could.
I mean, it seems a lot easier than, spending more gold on another one.
Very true. Forget I said anything then.
Rightio. Get on your way. You've got things to do.
Thank you.
Leo would nod and would start heading back towards the tavern. Hopefully for real this time.
Ironbark follows, giving Iris a nod.
Alright. Walking back, you are easily able to find your way back to the tavern. Upon going inside and opening the door, Kirin is exactly where you left her. She seems to be scrolling through some menus.
We're back.
Ah, wonderful.
And...
Leo
Sorry, go ahead.
Leo would smile and head over. We've had some adventures up in the castle. You're not going to believe this, but it turns out you share a name with one of the royals, who we also happen to be escorting briefly.
Who's with us right now?
Kirin, meet Kirin. Kirin.
Princess,
Snicker a little and looked to the princess. Told ya.
Princess Kirin smiles and waves to normal Kirin. Normal Kirin is kind of puzzled. She seems confused.
You can understand now our confusion when we tried to locate you, and your maid said your name.
Yes, I completely understand that now. The Kirin that is sitting in the booth kind of looks to all of you. Well, calling both of us Kirin is going to be very confusing.
That is the understatement of the century, mi amigo.
How about Kiri
No.
for one of you?
Who else do we... Is it Kirin with a C or a K?
Both are with Ks.
Okay. If only we had a third one, then we could have them K, K, and K.
No.
Let's not make a joke like that here.
Perhaps we could call one of you Kiri.
That is something. That's...
These are a little too similar.
How about you call me Astral?
Which one's Aston called Astral?
The one in the booth.
One Leo is sitting with.
Is Astral your old username?
It's a part of it.
I don't think we ever checked her username. What is it?
Are we able to check it?
It was showed to us.
I didn't catch any of that because two people were talking at the same time.
I adjusted it.
Okay. 2 images.
Astral Starfire. Very well. We'll call you Astral then.
And
Leo
there.
makes. To leave a note for himself in his menu saying, "So long as we have both Kirans with us, call the one we knew beforehand, Astral."
It's going to get confusing, isn't it? But yes, we are escorting Astral here back to the starter town.
Kieran gives a nod.
So that is the detour, which we'll be doing right now because we did promise.
Indeed. And we always keep our promises.
When we remember.
Astral steps out of the booth. No
Leo
time like the
would follow.
present.
Leo would follow, nodding. Well, and we get going then.
To Towny McTown face.
Do you say
Give
that
me-
aloud?
Yes.
Leo audibly groans. Do you have to name that first town that?
It gave me the opportunity, and I took it. You give me an inch, and I will take a mile.
Okay. So, Astral motions to the door. Yeah. I'll just kind of be in the middle.
Safest bet.
Understood.
Is someone doing anything?
Yeah, we're walking
going,
back
I
to
guess.
starter town.
Yeah. At least we're trying to.
Adventure ho.
Well, I never heard a single person saying that you were leaving the tavern.
Yes,
We are.
We are leaving the tavern now.
Yes. And
Go
maybe the town
towards-
as well, assuming we don't have any other detours.
I'm gonna look towards Alex. How long do you
Hmm.
think it would take us to get the orbs for Iris? We have our other mission to take care of, but I wouldn't want to leave Iris waiting for a while.
I am still honestly on the fence about that quest. I really don't want to piss off one of the admins.
Mm-hmm.
No rebel?
Sorry, I was zoning out. Can you repeat that?
I'm still on the fence about that quest, honestly. I don't want to end up pissing off one of the admins.
I don't think something that's menial will piss off the admins, but we do have other things to do if you feel like we shouldn't do that yet.
Let's just focus on getting these two to the starter town first.
Okay, so after you walk out of the tavern, you continue your way to the eastern exit, where you normally enter through.
Yeah.
You are allowed through the gates, as per the usual. No one tries to stop you. As you walk outside, the day is bright. It's like 10 a.m. There is a lot of light left in the day. The field is long and sprawling. You can see things in the distance. They're definitely not livestock, but they are far, far away, and not in your current path. However, as you begin to walk down the road towards the starting town, all of you immediately notice that you are no longer able to see each other's HP bars.
Another glitch.
Let's just keep moving.
Leo, just in case, will open his menu to see if this is on top of the missing DMs.
What do you mean? What are you trying to look at?
I'm looking to see if we are missing out on on looking at each other's health bars alongside not being able to DM.
Well, I certainly didn't say that the DM button was back, so it's still not there.
And this is on top of our inability to send direct messages. Lovely.
We can take up with Nico when we get back.
Yes.
Right then, let's just keep going before one of these things out in the distance gets curious.
We see our own HP.
And your menu, yes.
Okay.
Other than that,
That's-
in your vision, there is no HP bar.
Well, that's inconvenient. The
Can I
space
see
above
that
our
we're
heads
all
looks a bit more empty.
Okay, walking along the path, it's rather uneventful, as the journey to the starting town usually is. Though this area does have a level of 3, there doesn't seem to really be any enemies or obstacles directly in the way.
Question. In the menu, would I be able to see that we're all still in a team?
Yes.
Okay.
Um... What are passive perceptions?
In my case, I have a passive perception of 14.
Mine's 19.
15. Alright, Bart.
Oh, my passive, sorry. My passive is 13.
Okay. Alexander and Aish, you see ahead of you in the dirt road that there seems to be something different. The level of the dirt is slightly off.
Alexander pauses and motions for the rest of the party to stop.
Leo does immediately. What is it? What do you see?
Well, Aish, what do you think? Because honestly, this is screaming pitfall trap to me.
What time of day is it?
It is about 10:30 a.m.
It's still early. Mhm. I'm gonna just walk up cautiously. See if anything happens.
Do you walk up to it, and are you doing anything, or are you just caution?
I'm gonna check to see if the pitfall trap, but also keep my balance on an area that I know is not pitfall trap.
Are you going to be using any kind of item?
I don't think I have an item that can do anything about that.
Seeing this, Leo would sigh and head up, pulling out his quarterstaff.
Actually, I'm gonna throw my basic bitch shield at it.
Okay.
Not a basic bitch shield.
Okay. Well, your basic shield lands in this thing, and you hear a slight rumble as the ground around it begins to shift and quickly falls down. It was indeed a pitfall trap.
This wasn't here when we came here.
No, it wasn't.
Random encounters, if I had to guess.
That or one of the PvPers decide to be a little more creative.
I'm going to look around to see if there's any, like, bushes or something people could hide in nearby.
Roll perception.
Okie dokie.
I'll assist in that.
Alright, so I roll with advantage.
No, I was gonna roll my own.
Oh, never mind then, carry on.
That is not rolls.
But also, like, how are you going to help someone with perception? You're going to make their eyes look better?
Yeah.
21.
There doesn't seem to be anything beyond grass around you.
Well, if it's PvPer, not around here, at least in the brush.
Want to get your shield back, just in case?
Yeah, I'm going to. Would I be able to grab my shield without falling in the pit trap?
No.
Seeing
Okay.
this,
lovely.
seeing this, Leo would check to see if he had any rope left.
You're funny.
None of you have bought any rope.
Well,
All the
we can
rope
check.
is currently around Ellie.
And Leo immediately facepalms, groaning. One time we could have used rope and we wasted it all already.
I'm
I
going to
wouldn't
go.
say we wasted it.
I'm going to go off to the side of the road, and I'm going to speak with grass.
Okay.
And I'm going to ask it who dug this pitfall trap.
Are you asking any
Question.
specific piece of grass?
The one closest to the road.
Question. How much does the shield weigh?
Let me check 1 sec.
Pretty sure your shield's
6 pounds.
Okay. I cast Mage Hand.
I figured someone had it.
Watching this, Leo just facepalms. It's another spell for me to add to my spell book later.
You can't add Mage Hand.
Okay.
Let me check if I can.
It's cantrip.
You normally can't change around cantrips.
Yeah, you choose them, you have them for life.
Yeah.
That's...
But
So-
you go over to the closest piece of grass you can find. There's a crap ton of it. And what do you ask?
Who or what dug the pit trap?
It takes a moment and responds, "Woman with hair of white."
Ironbark slowly looks over to Astral.
Astral just seems confused looking at all of you.
Wait.
Could you be a bit more specific?
I asked the grass.
Hmm.
Apologies if this is weirding you out.
It is definitely odd.
We get sidetracked like this all the time, unfortunately. It's kind of a problem with us.
I'm talking to the grass.
Ironbark, did you relay the hair of white to anybody?
No, but I did just speak out to the grass. Be a bit more specific, please.
Okay.
And I believe that was in Druidic, because I think that's how he speaks plants. So, unless somebody here also speaks Druidic, they would have no idea what Ironbark is saying. Just
I
sounds like
speak
tree growing.
I speak Abyssal. I do not think that is Druidic.
The grass responds, "Woman with many daggers."
Daggers. And I say that part out loud.
Doesn't sound like anyone I know.
Astral, how many daggers do you have on you?
None.
What is it that they told you?
A woman with white hair and many daggers dug this pitfall trap.
Ask
What
them if...
was...
Ask them if she also carried a bow.
Did this woman also carry a bow? And I asked this to the grass.
Yes.
That would be a yes.
Alexander is silent. Just the slitted, darkened helm staring at Ironbark.
You don't think it was Firefly, do you?
Unless there's some... It's likely that there might be someone else, but if we're running the list off of people we know, she's the only one that fits the description. This could very well have been something she set up for something else, especially during that fight.
I think she had more of a platinum blonde than white hair.
One way to find...
How did you describe Firefly's hair again, Echo?
White hair.
Something for us to ask her if we run into her, I guess.
Indeed.
Was she a ranger or a fighter?
I'm pretty sure she's a ranger.
Firefly?
Yes.
She's a fighter. She's an arcane archer.
Oh.
Oh,
Right.
then definitely not a ranger spell.
something to ask, I suppose.
When we get back to the starter town, till then, let's keep a better eye out for traps.
Yes.
Don't want anyone falling into another pitfall.
Were there spikes in the bottom of this pitfall trap, by the way, or was it just a pit?
Nope, it's just a pit.
It's non-lethal.
It's still get stuck.
Eh.
Still an inconvenience. At
I
the
mean,
very
for someone like
least.
you, would only go to your knees.
Well, let's keep an eye out for traps along the road then.
Okay. Going around the pitfall trap and continuing to walk along the road, you eventually come up to being able to see the town in the distance. And perception checks.
Alright.
Yeah, one of the characters I haven't jacked my perception on.
What was your perception used to be for Alaria? Like plus 17?
It was like plus 18 or some shit. Man, I'm not rolling great today.
So far we got
That was-
10, 15, 13.
Leo is the only one who has not rolled.
1 second, please.
Boy.
Are you also rolling for double Kieran's?
Nope.
Okay.
Sure. 12.
DC was 12.
So I'm the only
I'll
one.
pass.
Anything?
Correct.
You're looking at a cool flower or something.
So, you don't really spot anything out of the ordinary. Ironbark, Alexander, and Leo, while looking around, you notice that the two trees with the sign in front of it from your first escapade to the capital has been trapped with 2 different wire traps. Pretty much snares.
From a distance, I'm going to gently tug at the wire traps with a mage hand.
Gently gently tugging on them does actually make them go off, though they grab around nothing and raise into the air.
Okay. So they're the kind that wrap around your foot and then dangle you from the tree, yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm almost positive if I ask this, I'm going to get the same question, but...
And I'm going to ask one of the trees who set this trap, and then ask them if it was a woman with white hair, many daggers, and a bow.
They will respond to your multiple layered question with yes.
Same person.
If we run into another set of traps, I don't think we need to ask again.
That
Probably
might
not.
help. But why is someone setting my traps?
Well, Firefly could be hunting.
Oh.
These are snare traps used to catch medium to small prey. And that pitfall trap was not designed to kill, but to incapacitate.
We should ask Firefly when we see him.
That's the plan.
Alright. Well, if that is all, you guys continue along your route to the starting town. And it doesn't take anything but a few more minutes as you're walking through this open grassy field to reach the start of the farmlands that surround the first town. And within minutes, you find yourselves at the quote-unquote front gate. The well has been
Alrighty.
repaired.
Yay!
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 And there was much jubilation in the streets.
The village people also showed up.
From a distance, you can see that Oz's group is in town, and that's all you can see for the moment for people you recognize.
We should check back to the guild hall first.
Yes.
Ironbark looks to Astral. Well, we're here.
Indeed. So where is this person that can fix my menus?
Just follow us to the guild hall, dear.
Leo would continue to lead the way towards the guild hall.
Alright.
Yeah, I will follow.
Having Astral and Garen both follow the party, you eventually find your way to the Adventurers Guild Hall, and it seems like the door has had another improvement. The handles on the front are now made of gold.
Ooh. Dirigible.
Must have found more dead code. Either way, Leo heads into the guild hall.
Hey, how long do we expect to be staying here?
As long as it takes.
You don't need me for this kind of stuff. I'm going to try to improve upon my new personal skill that I got,
Go ahead.
so I can get it functioning before we head out, or at least
Just remember, we
some
no
work on
longer
it.
have a DM system yet, so don't wander off too far.
I'll be in the guild hall too,
Alright.
just in the area for work on personal skills.
Alright. Opening the doors and heading into the guild hall, you see that the interior has also been slightly improved. There are now some pictures on the wall with very reputable adventurers on them. The alpha testers are within such paintings.
Does Oz have a painting?
No.
Good.
The people that are inside, Mose is obviously at her desk. She's always there. Nico is in his usual spot, dealing with the multiple screens in front of his face. And both Firefly and Trickster are currently inside.
Just making sure, but is Nico still there?
I just said that.
I was
He's
about
multiple
to say,
screens up.
Boy,
you got some attention deficit. Hey, donuts there, don't you?
that is an understatement.
I'm gonna pat Ironbark on the wood and just let him know. Just let me know what happens. If there's any information I need.
Alright. And I'm going to motion Astral towards Nico. He's the one you want to talk to.
Astral gives a nod and walks over to him.
And I'm going to walk over to Firefly. And Trickster, by extension.
Alright.
As you can probably guess, I'm walking over to
Yeah,
the
same, I'll
skill room.
follow.
Yes, Ace is going to the skill room to work on the personal skill. Which one are you working on?
The spider one, the
Gotcha.
web skill.
Alexander is going with Ironbark, you said?
Yes.
Okay. So, Ironbark, Alexander, Leo, you have been a group tonight, apparently. You walk over to Firefly and Trickster, and as you walk over, Firefly smiles happily and waves to Ironbark.
Ironbark waves back.
And Trickster
Good.
turns his head to all of you. Well, it's been a while since we've seen you, Meow.
I missed that.
That is an
Well-
understatement.
Been a while since we've seen the two of you as well.
Hope,
We've... Sorry, go ahead.
hopefully the days
He
have been
brought a
kind to
friend
you.
over.
I was talking.
Sorry.
I'm gonna say this right now, Ryan. You don't need to jump in at every opportunity. So, hopefully the days have been treating you well, Meow.
Well enough.
I haven't described Trickster for the
Audience.
viewers.
I don't think you have.
Trickster is a black-haired male of a cat race with two white ears and a white tail. He seems to be very based around magic, as he has like this top hat with cards in it, in a band around the top hat, a red vest with a puffy blouse, and black pants that seemingly come all the way down into heels.
You've heard of knee highs? These are waist highs.
Trickster's definitely one of my top 2 favorite characters in this.
It's the third.
What?
I'm joking. Sheesh.
That's a top 2.
Yes, it is good to see all of the two of you again, and the days have been well enough, I
Interesting.
suppose. Yes, interesting.
We've lost our ability to send direct messages if you've been wondering why we haven't been replying to anything you might have said.
Ah, I see, Meow. We have actually lost access to the forums, Meow.
One of the alpha testers had also lost access to something. So it seems that everybody's being affected differently, just as they predicted.
It appears so, Meow.
I do have a question, mostly for Firefly, and you need not force yourself to talk if you don't want to, but we found some traps along the road. A pitfall and a snare trap. Were those yours?
Firefly and Trickster look to each other. Firefly shakes her head as Trickster says, unfortunately, we actually haven't left the starting town since yesterday, Meow.
Odd.
Hmm.
I wonder if it's
So-
possible for plants to lie.
That or there's just another multiple dagger wheel. Actually, Alex blinks and looks over to Firefly. Do you use any daggers?
She shakes her head no.
Then it wasn't Firefly.
Oh, lovely. So we have someone that uses a somewhat similar style to our friend here, but also uses a lot of daggers and is trap happy.
Where's a Harpy's feather duster when you need it?
I got that reference, and I wish I didn't.
Firefly
But I
looks
don't.
like she chuckles.
I spoke to the plants, and they said a woman with white hair, many daggers, and a bow set those traps along the road.
Perhaps you could ask what type of bow, Meow. Firefly here uses a long bow, Meow.
I need to start getting more specific with my questions.
Perhaps, dear friend, perhaps.
Your statement of the century.
We just came back from the capital.
Yeah, and not to spoil this, not to spoil the mood, but have either of you guys had any trouble with the menus? You can't for example,
We already went over
we-
this.
Yeah.
missed.
This is what we started with the conversation with, I thought.
Yeah, it was.
What did they miss? I was barely paying attention to that.
Why is that?
Distractions, Discord notifications going off left and right on my end.
I mute those.
Okay. Well, they said that Trickster said that they lost access to the forums.
Oh, that's a thing.
I lost my train of thought.
Well, go ahead.
DMs, us and our health bar problems along with missing DMs. One of the alpha testers is missing their map. Are we slowly going to be forced into playing the old-fashioned way, bit by bit?
Oh, that reminds me. I heard Oz and his party lost their abilities to interact with their inventories through the menu.
That is quite the troubling aspect to keep track of, Meow.
Yes. May I ask something a bit personal of you two?
What is it, Meow?
Are either of you two in the medical field?
Afraid not. Meow.
Does Firefly nod or shake her head?
She shakes her head.
Damn. There's someone I'm trying to get looked at. Their legs stopped working on them suddenly.
Well, a reminder that this is a fantasy world, Meow. Perhaps a lot of the common sicknesses that we know might not exist here, Meow.
Indeed.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe, but as far as I know, paralysis from the waist down is the only symptom.
It could be far worse. As far as we know.
I hope that's not the case.
Your best bet would be either a cleric or a paladin, Meow.
We've been traveling with one, but
There's
he's
someone else I want to ask. There is somebody else I want to ask who hopefully can help. But yes, we went to the castle, and we are now taking the daughter.
And I made sure to accentuate that if Kieran's within earshot.
To the east.
She is, Kieran is currently chatting with Mose.
Gotcha. Ironbark points a woody thumb back towards Kieran.
She's the one we're taking.
Don't you think that will cause trouble, Meow?
It's the quest. Apparently it's for diplomatic purposes, though I am...
No, Meow. I mean, an NPC is actively talking to someone who works with the company, Meow.
Oh, you'd be
Oh.
surprised.
would be
Right.
surprised how common that's getting. The entire capital seems to be evolving.
The NPCs are not acting like NPCs anymore.
The NPCs here haven't changed at all, Meow.
Well, the farther north you go, you might have noticed that bright light on the horizon towards the north.
Wait, did Trickster just refer to Astral as an NPC?
No, other Kieran.
Oh, I thought Astral was the one talking with Nico.
No.
Astral is the player.
Yes,
Kieran
I
is
know.
the
Which is why I was confused. Why
Okay.
I'm asking for
Here it
Kieran,
clarification.
Kieran's talking to Mose.
Kieran's talking to Mose.
Astral's
Astral is
talking to Nico.
talking to Nico.
Okay. So I was. Okay, yeah. Thank you.
After last night, along with that bright flash of light, it affected everybody's menus as well, and the NPCs are. I don't want to say Skynet, but it's looking that way.
Hopefully this artificial world is a lot more benevolent than the one from Terminator.
I don't want to ask them to open the pod bay doors.
Either way, there's much we can really do about it, meow.
Indeed.
True, our interactions did get a lot more organic that way.
It certainly makes things interesting, assuming things go well, and all the bugs get ironed out. Once we survive this hack attack, maybe this could be a good addition to the game. It certainly makes things more interactable.
Well, to each their own, meow. Me and Firefly are probably not going to move too far from the starting town for now, meow.
Understandable.
Unfortunately, we have no idea who could have set those traps up, meow. No one like that has passed through here. Meow.
And we haven't met anybody like that either.
And it's quite alright.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure we'll run into them eventually.
Though with the AI beginning to change, it might become indistinguishable from who's a player to who's not.
That is a possibility, meow.
Though, I will admit, I'm having a bit more fun.
I suppose that is a good thing, meow.
As much fun as you can in a constant life and death situation. Maybe it's the adrenaline.
Maybe so, meow.
And what about you, Firefly? How are you doing? Oh, wait. No DMs. You don't have to respond if you don't want to.
She gives a thumbs up.
Good. Alright.
Thinking quickly, would reach into his pack, pull out his spell book, and look for a blank page and tear it out, offering it to Firefly. It's along with something to write with. It's a little crude, but hopefully this works.
Well, I'll join back up with the rest of you a bit later. I'm going to make sure our charge and friend is doing right.
I was going to go talk to Nico to see if I can't get my damn DMs back.
I think I'm going to do the same thing, honestly. DMs are kind of kind of a big thing.
Well, see you in a bit, I suppose. And Alex is going to be going over to Kieran and Mose.
As you walk over Alexander, you notice that while talking, Mose seems slightly concerned.
Why? She's just having a nice conversation with a normal person.
Excuse me, please. Well, how are you two doing? Everything's alright?
Kieran turns to you and smiles. Oh, yes, everything is perfectly fine. We've been having a nice conversation about, what was it? You called them explosions, yes.
Yes. Dear friend Mose here is quite the expert when it comes to explosive force.
Yes, that is correct, yes. I am, very acquainted with explosions. Hmm, I see. Well, it is an interesting sight to see an adventurers guild. I had thought all of them died out by now.
Well, I suppose one has to be kept up and running, so new heroes to be can learn to, well, fill the role.
I suppose that is true, yes. Hmm. I wonder what else is in this town. I have never seen a farm town before. Father has never let me visit them.
Well, if you'll give me a moment, I could probably help show you around. There is an alchemist shop, a skill shop, and I know there's a tavern, but other than that, I'm not really sure what the rest of the town has.
What would happen if we tried giving an NPC a personal skill?
I don't know. But I would certainly love that, yes. I'll wait outside.
Alright, I'll be right out there shortly. And turning to Mose, everything alright?
She was very interesting. Is that a player?
No. That is Kieran.
This is going to sound rather crazy,
You're
but
not here. You need to remember where you're placing your character. You went over to Nico.
wait.
Well, that's certainly not supposed to be a thing.
Yes, it seems to have happened overnight. Pretty much all of the NPCs over at the capital have become a whole lot more lifelike.
I will have to make a report about that. Thank you for letting me know.
No trouble at all, and so far it doesn't seem to be a bad change, but still something to make a note of, I'm sure. But, unless there is anything you wish for me to help with, I do believe I need to go catch up with her.
You go right ahead. I don't have anything in particular.
Alex will nod and make their way out of the Adventure Guild.
Alright, and then we're going to go over to Ironbark and Leo at Nico. So, as you two walk over, you can see that he is talking to Astral. Astral isn't really speaking. As you walk over, you can hear Nico saying, I'm not sure what to tell you, but your menus aren't messed up at all. Oh, hey there.
Is everything alright?
Yes and no. Thankfully, your
What's
friend's data here isn't corrupted, but it's, there's nothing wrong with it.
Weird. You just not know how to access the menu?
I am not sure. I taught her how to do so, and she said she knew what she was doing.
Weird.
Remind me, what part of the, what was Astral having trouble doing? Because it's been a while and I've forgotten.
Astral originally said that she was not able to access certain menus. I forget which exact menu it was.
Her inventory,
Maybe.
I believe it was.
Then, if she has access to all of her menus, then
Ironbark looks to Astral.
Astral shakes her head. No, I still can't access most of anything.
have you tried?
Yes, I just did.
And what's stopping you?
It's not there. Let me guess. You two have been having troubles as well?
The entire party, actually. We've lost access to our direct messages. It's not showing up on the menus anymore.
He pulls up a screen. Well, I hate to tell you, your data is perfectly fine.
Fantastic.
I am not quite sure what you want me to say. There's nothing for me to fix.
Can I open my menu to be able to show him, or is it visible to my eyes only?
You can show him.
Alright, then I will show him. And spin the menu around to show him the lack of a direct messages.
Leo would do the same thing seeing what Ironbark is doing. As you can plainly tell, we've been hit.
Yes, you and pretty much every other player in the game. I told you, there's nothing I can do. Your data is perfectly fine.
That's bad, isn't it?
Considering that I have a save data of both Trickster and Firefly, they can't access their forums. I've been trying to find a fix, but I've spent 3 hours looking over these numbers and everything is fine.
I'm starting to think there's more to this hack attack than meets the eye.
Well, I attempted to fix your friend's thing that she needed to be fixed. I was able to restore the one function that wasn't there before, but she's apparently still missing access to several of her menus.
And she also spawned in the capital.
I'm not quite sure what happened there.
Probably happened during the glitch.
It's a possibility, yes.
And there's also a gigantic pillar of light towards the north. We don't know what that's about. But it happened at the same time that the NPCs gained sentience, I would have to call it.
Yes. The NPCs getting sentience is quite the surprise. Oz had texted me about... Oz had sent me a DM about that. The Pillar of Light is actual story.
Ah, good. But that started happening around the time the Pillar of Light showed up, so...
I assure you that is simply a coincidence.
Out of character, I'm pretty sure I know exactly why the pillar showed up.
because the game devs deemed it so?
No, because someone managed to kill the Wither and they created a beacon.
Oh, you fuck.
But, is there anything else I can do for you? Because I kinda can't do anything.
Not that I can think of. Amark?
There was the plan that Aish discussed with you.
I know the plan, but how about you say the plan for the rest of the party, just so everybody knows it?
Yes, please.
Remember how we're talking about getting information from Iris because the hacker bought tons of stuff from her? Going to pay her off?
Ah, yes.
We have a potential lead, actually, to who this hacker might be.
Oh.
But we need a little over 1 million gold to do so.
Was it, what, 3 million, I think?
Yeah, actually, what was the number?
I think it was 10 million.
We need a bit over 10 million gold to pay off this informant.
10 million gold.
You're
Yes.
kidding.
No. I am not. The informant was very insistent. And this is not me extorting you.
And cue a facepalm from Leo. Are you kidding me?
I just answered you, didn't I?
Who's the informant exactly?
I believe that's more.
Yeah, you were.
Believe me, I wouldn't be asking this of you if I didn't think it was important.
It's gonna take
Right.
some time.
I don't like asking for money in real life, forget about video games.
Fine. Fine. If it's a lead, it's a lead. I'll work on it.
Alright.
At the very latest, I should have it done by tomorrow.
Also, don't worry, I'm not asking for anything else now. Was the youngest of the king planned to be trans? Or did that just kind of happen with them gaining sentience?
I'm sorry.
Ironbark. Well, Kieran's waiting outside now.
The youngest of the king that is coming with us to the east identifies as female and dresses as such. Was that planned?
I heard some plans from the character development team. I didn't know they would go that far. But
Personally,
I applaud them.
I think it adds diversity.
Same, honestly. If, assuming the Skynet problem, it actually doesn't end up, well, causing the apocalypse outside,
I did it.
I honestly feel like, this could add more to the game. Like stepping into a whole nother world, isekai style.
That technically was what the Better Life Project was about. But that's neither here nor there. I need to get to work.
Alright, I'll leave you alone then.
Ironbark looks over to Astral.
I'm sorry we couldn't resolve your menu issue.
It's alright. No need to worry. I'll figure out a way around it.
On the bright side, you're at least safe here.
Yes, I know. I'm just gonna go sit down for a bit.
Do the same thing, honestly.
And Astral walks away to sit down at a table.
Ironbark waits for those two to leave.
There was another thing I wanted to ask, actually, but I wanted them to leave so they didn't think I was crazy.
Make it
Good
quick.
thing that Leo was just sitting at a table then looking over his spell book.
Well, one is a request, the other one is a question. Are we able to remove things from a dungeon and take them with us? That isn't loot.
Normally, no. But in your situation, I believe it would be possible.
Alright. And second question. Terra,
Tara? What about her?
was she meant to have this illness that she has?
Yes.
I can't explain it, but it felt like I was meeting my mother when I was speaking with her. Is that normal?
It's a possibility that your character is leaking into your mind.
Fantastic.
Though, if it's only feelings, I wouldn't worry about it too much. If you feel like you have begun to forget what the real world is, then I would be concerned.
Something else to keep me up at night. Would it have any lasting damage on me if we are ever to get out of this?
Considering when we get you out of here, if there are damages, we will take the appropriate steps to make sure that you're able to live your life perfectly normal as you were.
Good.
Right, I need to get to work now, if there's nothing else.
No, I need to go contemplate something.
Very well. And Nico begins to work. You can notice a few things around the Adventurers Guild starting to disappear slowly.
Oh, because we need the 10 million gold.
And cue Leo falling off out of his seat. Ah!
Alright. I'm gonna stop you there. Because I didn't say that. You're just assuming.
I was joking.
I know it's a joke. But I'm the DM.
I don't want
Anyways.
adventurers to get more poor.
Anyways,
Yeah.
that's what we're gonna call it for the night. Because I need to get to bed soon.
Alright.
Alright.
Have a good night.
So,
Night, man.
thank you to the viewers for showing up today. Thank you to my players for coming in. I appreciate all of his. Tomorrow we will not be having a stream. I work at 4 a.m. on Saturday, so I am not going to be able to stream tomorrow.
I'm still having session. The only thing that's stopping me is a power outage.
Well, you're missing 2 people so far, so
I can do it. Just a
that's
flesh
up,
wound.
it's up to you.
Who else is gonna be missing tomorrow?
Zoe.
Yeah,
Oh.
they're not feeling 100%.
Oh yeah. I thought you were gonna say Blaze. I was like, wait, Blaze? What?
Yes. In the time that I'm going to be away, though, I will be looking into the sponsorship offers that we have. Hopefully we can get something that people will actually participate in this time. But
and
that's
not
neither.
suddenly, like rage shadow. Okay.
No, that's neither here nor there. If we meet goals, we meet goals. If we don't, that's okay too. But for now, that's it. Bye bye.
Alright.
Don't
Later.
forget to wash your hands.